Very, very nice work. So next, we're going to have the open mic portion. Now, a lot of you have been here before, but I'll go over the rules really fast. One poem per customer, and please keep it family friendly. There may be kiddos watching and participating right now, and this will be out on YouTube shortly. So, just bear that in mind. And if you'd like to volunteer in the chat, I will start writing some names down. Okay. And you can also use the raised hand function if you're familiar with that, but I think the chat works just fine. So our first volunteer is Stuart Hadley. Stuart, would you like to read?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Okay, great. Are we ready? Okay, thank you. Appreciate everybody's reading. It's been good. I'm gonna read a sonnet. I like to write formal poetry, so this is called We Stole Along in Silent Morning Light. We stole along in silent morning light and springtime heat like serpents on a sea at hunting hour. With savage appetite and free to roam at depth, we dove beneath. Within a deeper, darker, colder place, we soon became entwined, my grip your own, the subject of your writhing moves embrace. Our bodies gave to pressure overgrown, but as we slid apart, I couldn't rise to air. My blood is cold and uncontrolled as that abyss, and green and paralyzed, I drifted long in fluid, frigid hold. At youth and meant for waters warm and pure, I swam a pool of dangerous allure. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm sure a lot of y'all know this, but we have the clap hands option in this format here. Also, if you use asterisks in the chat, that's the equivalent of a snap, which is really nice. So I see we have a lot of talented folks here. Oh, and one more thing. If you want to read a poem by somebody else, that's great. Just let us know whose poem it is. Okay, next volunteer is Judith Oppenheim. And after that, we'll have Pravadri.
This is called In the Driver's Seat. Aerosols darting any which way, locked and loaded with viral DNA. Infected air as if on fire spreads fear and chaos everywhere. Veiled corruption out for blood, like rubble rising in a flash flood, scaling steps, climbing walls, cracking glass, roaring. The masses rally, entangled. A black car skids onto the curb. The driver ejects up and onto the stage. He speaks to the crowd, its restlessness and rage. Put down your guns, your goggles and helmets, your sticks and phones. Think for a minute. No need for firing squads, no need for manifestos or masks. Remember, with less is more, you win the war. Do not raid the Capitol, do not shoot cops. While your ARs dismember 50 per piece, my artillery marks 50,000 per day. Without lifting a trigger finger, my approach is faster than your father's ethnic cleansing. Having spoken, he runs back to his car, steering clear of potholes, deep, steep, and ragged, He changes lanes with one hand, stabs his horn with the other, ready to run over anyone crossing his path. A cracked side mirror frames him with bearded clouds and lightning. This death angel shrinks to horizon's line, reckless and unconfined.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It's very good to see you. All right, next up we'll have Pravadri, followed by Lisa.
Am I audible?
I can hear you, but it's very quiet.
Now is it okay?
Much better. Thank you.
Okay. So today, actually, in India, it's 7th Feb and it's Rose Day. So I just thought that I would dedicate some lines to Rose Day. So I've titled this poem as When It's My Day. When I first saw sunshine, I was not aware how people were fond of mine. They looked at me in wonder, they applauded at my beauty. Some mentioned me in their books, some held me near their nose, sniffed and said, "What a beautiful rose." One day one took me where thousands of people came to see, and said, "Look, look, what a beauty." They said I made the garden look prettier. They said I made the court look more sophisticated. While some said I smelled sweet, others took me in bouquets. To them I gave intense pleasure, and thus I became the heart of them. However, time, which waits for none, turned me into a shriveled flower, and then I found my place within waste papers, plastic packets, and among a bouquet of other roses like me, who looked just like dry raisins. Nobody looked, nobody cared. Everybody was simply unaware of the tiny trickles of tears we shed, resembling unimportant carelessness and hatred. However, still, when we find some pleasure whenever a lover says, "Happy Rose Day, treasure." Thank you.
Thank you. All right, is Lisa ready? And then after that, Dr. John Gorman, please.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, but I can't see you yet.
Wonderful. I'm Lisa Krofchek, and I'm going to read an anti-sonnet I wrote. Yeah, thank you. The plastic crystal chandelier in my stepsister's room is not mine. The light, the room of her childhood, are things of beauty. Levitating the chandelier reminds me that there's an absence of ownership, all the excess abandoned in Philadelphia, my desk, bookshelf, the blanket's soft fleece, love, the pretties and preciouses, golden and ancient, a key stolen from that Parisian Airbnb, worthless things, a napkin with cursive recommendations from Bryant's, the hoarded cans. There is no discrimination to loss. In art, ownership is anathema and deserves to be punished. The illumination that hovers above to provide glittering lights, do not claim it. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. All right, is Dr. Gorman ready? Okay. Don't see, oh. No? Okay. Not seeing John Gorman yet. Let's give this a minute for the tech things to do whatever they need to do. Because I know I saw his name on here. I did. I really did. I am not imagining this.
There he is, Layla. John is on.
I can see me. Can y'all move that way? I can
Hi,
see me.
there you are.
Okay. And I can be heard. Is this true? Good. In that case, rodeo has been canceled in Houston for the second straight year. And so I decided that I would read the first few sections of my poem, Rodeo Octave. It has 8 sections because it's an octave. 1, the sky grows thick with rain-laden graynesses, cloud over cloud, a collage of torn papers, but bleeding a little too, at their fibery edges, a watercolor. They're also, like animals, a close-herded, clumsy, hampered grazing, heavy with impending birth. Below them, the ground is born already after old winter. It's the week of the trail rides, the mown grass, all but Kelly green, pulled back a little toward yellow by our 5 days of ice. The newest weeds, bright as bubbled acrylic, a mat for the hoops, forage. 2, at night on TV, we see them, lines of horses and wagons, stockbrokers, dental assistants, the underemployed of the oil patch, wending their archaic way toward the Astrodome. In the back of the Surrey, a 12-pack of Coors, a hard case gunfighter's glare for the minicam, but Buxtehude on the Walkman, fresh from Helsingborg. Come dusk at the roadside park, Cajun fiddling, son of a bitch stew, with the folks from the media truck. 3, on one of those days, when the schools were closed and the radio called danger, danger, I drove up from the island where the Gulf had kept us from freezing, steaming the beachfront and bay, day and night like a cauldron, like kids playing witch with dry ice and water. The freeway was clear, but the land was all over silver. Scrub cedar, scrub pine, mesquite, silent plains, the suburbs silent, unreal. Or rather, reality caught in the midst of itself forever. Silvered myrtle, silvered pansies marking the subdivision entry gates, pampas grass silvered in its bushy clumps, Pompeii, Ostia Antica, and Arctic, Angkor Wat. The universe has this power to stop. It's cold, cold, and though it's very beautiful, you look differently for a few days at the trees, thinking their architecture, skeletons. Thank you.
Thank you.